So would you tell your boss that they're insecure for implementing this code of conduct or rules and regulations?
Not if you're agreeing to work for that job, no. But then there's people that don't want to work for other people that set their own zone.
Okay, hold on, pause.
But hold on. Because
How the boss talking to me?
Yeah. So but the thing is that you will go ahead and accept these rules and regulations and code of conduct for this job, right? Change the way that you dress and even come in with a uniform for it. Correct?
You
Yeah.
have to.
So I find it interesting that you guys won't change your behavior for a man who could potentially be your husband.
We will.
Well,
You just were talking before that you had an issue with the way he told you to dress out in public and behavior.
I had an issue because he wasn't a
saying
provider.
babe.
He wasn't a provider. He wasn't my husband.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. You
So it's
said
not
you
the
don't care about
issue.
money.
Well,
Huh?
You said you don't care about money.
Who said that?
You said you care about being smart.
I care about him being smart,
Man
yeah,
provides
but-
more than just money. If you just think about
Wait,
provision
wait.
in a
Don't save her. You
No,
just said
no.
earlier.
She said
Yeah,
me if
I'm a
you're-
sapiosexual. I'm attracted to people's brains and their intelligence.
Okay,
But
so
they
you
do
don't need
have
money
to,
then.
They have to have something of themselves.
Oh, so that is important.
See,
That's kind of pertinent.
you said earlier it's not important to you, but now it is.
It's always been important, but I've dated
Bro.
people with no money, and I've
It's not that-
realized
it's not
I
that
did
she
it
didn't say
both.
it's not important. She just omitted it though.
Yeah.
She didn't like.
Yeah.
She put it as intelligence is the main
Yeah.
prerequisite, but
Yeah.
the reality is the ability to provide resources is.
So I've dated guys that are significantly older than me that have been providers, and I have dated guys that are not providers, but they're mentally stimulate me to become a better version. So the guy that I was having an issue with, the one that was telling me how to dress and what to do and blah blah blah, he wasn't a provider. He wasn't paying my bills.
You don't-
He wasn't
So
taking
no-
care of
no
me.
respect.
Hold on. But here's the interesting thing. So you calling them insecure is 1,000% contingent on their ability to provide.
No,
This is what's showing right now. Like,
no, because I was with a man that, would let me be myself and be
Yep.
me completely and
Yep.
accepted me for who I was. And I was totally okay with being with someone like that and hearing what he had to say and remedying and compromising and agreeing with what he felt in the moment was hurting him or addressing his feelings and
okay.
addressing.
But was
stuff
that
like
guy a provider?
Yes.
So that's proves my point. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I find it interesting, right? So like this is very something that is exclusive to females.
Mhm.
Ugly guy comes and talks to you. Oh, this guy's a fucking creep. I take an attractive man, have him say the same exact thing to you. Oh my God, he's so charming. You guys don't really care about what's said or what's done. You care about who's doing it, who's perpetrating it. So you said, oh, this guy's insecure, right? But realistically speaking, it's not that he's insecure, it's that he's insecure and not providing for you.
Yeah,
Women will attribute
exactly.
negative connotations or pejorative terms to an individual based on who they are versus their actions. Does that make sense?
I get where you're coming from, but I also would call the guy that I was dating a provider, that guy that was amazing. I would call him out on things that he would do too, but he would fix them instead of just argue with me about it. He would take into consideration what I was saying. Like, for example,
So,
he was
so now
really-
that guy you're saying was a provider too? I thought you said he
No,
wasn't
no,
a
no.
provider.
No. The guy that was a provider, I would communicate things that he would say, like insecurities, like if something came up, we would communicate with it to each other, and we would like understand, remedy, compromise.
Oh,
hold on.
okay. So hold on. So let me just so I get this right. Guy that you mentioned originally with insecurity.
Yeah.
He had these issues with the way that you dress and address customers,
Mhm.
but he wasn't a provider. So therefore, you can't tell me shit. Fair enough. The other guy, he also had issues. He would tell you, you guys would communicate, but he was a provider and you were more receptive to hearing him out. However, you would tell him your issues and he would listen to you. Is that accurate?
We would vice versa tell each other's issues. Yeah.
Yeah, but he wouldn't take your issues seriously and act on him like you did on his. Fair?
No, he would. He would take my issues seriously.
Oh, he would. Okay. Didn't you just say a second ago that he wouldn't?
Okay, sorry. Let's call one guy A and one guy B. B guy was the Mormon guy. He was the provider. He was an amazing person.
Yep.
He was 26 years older than me.
Okay.
We would talk and communicate and understand each other. I was very young and naive at the time.
Yeah.
So a lot of
But
things
you were receptive to his
I was
to
more
his
receptive
things.
to him because I felt like he had good intentions.
Okay. Was he receptive to you as you were to him?
Yes.
Okay, he was.
Mhm.
Okay. So then what's the wrong?
So-
That's
so
B,
B.
or A?
B. So B is the bad guy.
Okay, go ahead.
B.
I'm confused now.
Me too.
Dang.
Listen,
Sorry.
listen.
No, I'm following. Keep going.
Calling?
Yeah.
Okay. A was the great guy,
Yep.
the Mormon guy,
Yep. Provider. Yep.
provider. B was the guy that we were like extremely great business partners. We worked really well together. We would mesh each other's minds together. we would always,
But he wasn't a provider.
no, he wasn't. He was very successful.
Okay.
He was very successful. He had, no worry about money or anything at all. But he
So-
never,
Wait, so he had money, but he wasn't a provider?
no, he wasn't.
He
So
just-
he was the type of person that would never go out his way to like try to like give me anything if it wasn't for like a special occasion or something like that.
Right.
He was like very like,
So I could break it down for you real quick.
mhm.
One person I respect, one person didn't. So when he told you something, you have respect for him. So you listen to him and you obey pretty much. The other guy, no respect. Pretty much. That's it.
basically it was a respect thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she didn't respect one guy, and one guy she respected.
But have you ever thought to yourself the other guy had the capability of being a provider, but
We
He was-
talked about it. No, it just wasn't.
One guy
anything.
showed it, one guy just like had it. But
yeah,
he
but
didn't
what I'm
really
saying
show it.
is that like, have you ever thought to yourself maybe he wasn't a provider because your disobedience?
No, because even when I was obedient and when I was reciprocating everything that he wanted, there was different.
And how long did you do that for?
It wasn't like a full year and a half of that. I was like all into our relationship, like 100%. And then little things started happening where I was just like, this is not my person. And I kind of just fell out of love over time after realizing like, I think I was trying to make him something he wasn't. And
Yeah.
I thought he was someone I wasn't. He was like this superhero, like amazing person I put on a pedestal. And then really getting to know him over time, I was like, wow, this guy isn't my superhero. He's a great person. He's really smart and everything, but I'm not the love of his life.
Well, you said you had a conversation with him about him providing. I mean, what did he say when you had that conversation? Why did he explain to you why he didn't want to provide?
Well, we dated for like almost 3.5 years. We always kept our separate houses, separate finances, separate everything. And I was like, why do we do this? Like, we're wasting so much money. Like, why don't we have the same house? Like, why don't we get the same,
What
like,
was his explanation every time?
he just said he wanted to wait till we got married, basically.
He didn't see you as important. That's all.
No.
And he never proposed to you? Do
No.
you think it's really his problem then or yours?
Well, he was cheating on me. I didn't ever bring that up. He was cheating on me and he was very abusive domestically.
Oh.
So
He was cheating on you
that's the
whole
reason.
time?
That's the reason. Yeah.
He basically used you, pretty much.
Yeah. I was naive. I was young.
Did he end up marrying the other girl?
No. He hasn't remarried. He was with a girl before me for 8 years and didn't marry her.
He's having
So-
fun right now. That's it.
Stop problems.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
It's not my
Yeah,
problem.
I think
anymore.
I think the thing here that's really important is like girls tend to blame the guy for like not committing or not, being a provider or whatever. But what I've realized kind of is like girls never point the finger at themselves and be like, well, maybe something's wrong with me and he didn't want to commit to me. It's always they're toxic, they're abusive, they're terrible. But it's like, I mean, we just went through this whole insecurity thing. Like I find it interesting that you guys wouldn't
Well-
call your employer insecure for giving you a code of conduct. But if your guy employed some level of boundary on the way you behave, that's considered insecure.
Well, it's just because what you go into the relationship, like how you meet that person, how you are when you meet that person is how they should accept you. They shouldn't, if you're trying to change somebody after a month or so of dating them, that's not the person you want. You're just trying to make them someone they're not.
Do you think most women are wife material in the West today?
I don't think wife
Yes or
material
no?
no.
What about you?
But I don't think husband
No.
material is the
I
thing
No?
either.
No.
What about you? No?
That's why I
don't.
said
So hold on.
vice
So
versa.
if you guys agree with me that most women are not wife material in the United States as they
Mhm.
come, wouldn't it be fair to say that men typically have to come in, get a girl, and make her a wife?
Same thing with a husband though. Most
Yeah.
men.
Really?
We
Yes.
literally just agreed
Hold
on
on.
that. I
Stop.
think men
Stop.
too.
Hold on. How many of you want a man that's a leader?
Yes.
Yes.
So how the fuck are you going to teach him how to be a man?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm leaving and I'm finding someone
So
that
isn't it
is.
a leader's job to lead you to be the best woman that you can be?
Yes.
Okay, so I think it's completely healthy and practical, especially in 2024, to come in as a man and get rid of a lot of bad habits that modern women have. However, it doesn't go the other way around where you could tell him what to do because he's a leader.
Why
But
waste your time with a woman if you don't want her? Like, I guess men put women in brackets or in like certain
Sure.
things, right?
Of course.
So what are those things that they put them in? Like after you know a woman for like, I don't know. you're in a
Well,
date
yeah,
or
I mean,
out,
there's
like,
typically there's two boxes, very simple. It's sex only category or relationship.
uh-huh.
And typically when a guy meets you, he's going to put you in one of these categories, right? He might do it in a day. He might do it in a few months. But the point is that you're going to get put in one of these categories.
Mhm.
And what I would say is that it's your job to make sure you get put in the wife category by obeying him. But the problem is that modern women, you know, kind of like you guys, no offense, don't really respect male authority or masculinity in general. And you guys think, oh, we're equal. Like I have the ability to tell a guy he's insecure for putting boundaries and standards on me. And like with you earlier, you literally said, hey, I have boundaries. Like I don't want a guy to cheat on me. And that's fine, I guess. But whenever men implement boundaries, it's considered insecure, toxic, or some other negative term.
No,
we never came-
touched
we
on
never-
that
we
yet.
never
haven't
came
touched
back
on
to
that
We
yet.
me
said the
on-
whole insecurity on like when there's the competition and they start talking to you and making you feel belittled instead of trying to uplift you.
Well, why are you
There's that
competing with
certain
your
type-
man in an arena that you're not supposed
There's
to be
no
competing?
competition. I'm just saying when you get with a woman that also is just like an entrepreneur or she has like dreams for herself.
Yeah, but do you think?
And also
hold
can
on.
do the whole-
Do you think men care about that? Realistically speaking, do you think men care about your personal success?
That's why
No, men are supposed to lead. We never got back to
Hmm.
where like
I don't know. I've met men that really that's actually what they've been attracted
Let me be
to.
blunt about this. We don't give a shit about your title, your education, or your career.
That's
We
true.
don't at
Yeah.
all. We really don't give a fuck. And some guys might lie in the beginning and say, "Oh, that's so
well, they all
cool,"
suck.
but
I'm over it.
they don't care. Like you can't because girls love to flex their education and their status, and it's like, okay, that's like me. What if I told you I got 30 pairs of Jordans in my closet? What would you say to that?
Amazing.
Do you care?
Come on,
man.
bro.
You care about it, then I should care about it.
Yeah, but do you actually?
I don't know.
It's
Okay, that's how we feel about your career. Anyway, what were you gonna say?
well, I was gonna say we never came back to the insecurity thing on
Mhm.
my like when I dated, the insecurities came from my faults. And that's like we hit them and then the topic just went. But I know that
Well, you didn't say that when I asked earlier.
we never got back to me.
You guys said we're thinking, and you guys couldn't come up with anything.
No, well, she went and then she went on her tangent on the A and B and
No, because I literally asked twice. Give me an example of how
Yeah.
men are insecure, and neither of you can really come with an example.
and then
she came with one kind of with the
well, when she
competing.
kind of went, that's when I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, I know that because with my ex of 8 years, I know that it came from the faults that I had in the relationship, and I had my indiscretions, and that's where like the trust was broken, and you really can't come back from that.
Okay, so how was he insecure then?
No,
You
that
said
was
it
my
was your
fault.
insecurities
Okay, so
that
you're-
made him
okay.
insecure.
All right, because when you were agreeing earlier
was
with them, you do understand that like when we were having the discussion before, it was about men being insecure, and you were in agreement with them that men are insecure. And then I
Yeah.
said, can you guys give me an example? She gave a few
And then I
with
said-
like
and
like
then you
talking to
said-
her man or talking to customers and the way she dresses. She gave men want to compete, and then you couldn't give me one. So that's why.
Yeah, like we never.
Okay, so
yeah, you said, and you're
you-
saying it was your insecurities.
No, not my insecurities. Like I know that the insecurities came from me and from my mistakes.
okay.
And then the mistakes that I made, like I guess in his eyes they were never like really forgivable because he never really like
okay, so
he said he forgave me, but then it would end up being like him taking things out on me and then him being mean and aggressive, and that
That's
was
true.
and it
Also,
stemmed
something
from
to
it
break
stemmed
the
from my
boundary or
mistakes.
trust.
So
yeah.
it's like kind of like what
all
he
right, so
thought
you're
he
not in
could do.
agreement with them that men are insecure,
Mm,
I
even
don't
though you
think-
were.
yes,
earlier.
I don't think
No.
all men are
I
insecure.
retract.
I think some men. I've been with very
Sure.
secure men
Yeah.
that like have no.
But you do see that the argument
Okay.
that I'm making, I don't think that's insecurity.